We arose early in the first day of our tour, hearing the first morning call to prayer, while heading downstairs to enjoy our complimentary breakfast provided by our riad. For those of you who, like me, are dairy-free, you can find dairy-free milk at the supermarkets here in Marrakesh. We were very excited about our trip, but as you can see, we were very, very tired. We were picked up from our riad at 6:30 a.m. and headed out towards the Atlas Mountains, enjoying the beautiful sunrise along the way. Driving through the high Atlas Mountains, we were able to see some beautiful sights, especially the Tisi and Tikaf mountain pass. This has an elevation of over 7,000 feet and is the highest major mountain pass in North Africa. After driving through the Atlas Mountains, we stopped at the famous World Heritage town, Ait Ben Haddou, where several famous movies were filmed such as Gladiator, The Mummy, Prince of Persia, and the popular TV series Game of Thrones. At the end of our tour, our group had a lunch at a very nice Moroccan restaurant. Shannon and I had packed our lunch to save a bit of money, since lunches were not included in the overall cost of the trip. Lunch at the restaurants usually costs about 7 to 10 euros per meal, and FYI, if you bring your own lunch, they don't allow you to eat with the group, so you will be sitting outside of the restaurant. After lunch, we continued across Morocco towards our final stop of the day in Tangier, where we stayed the night at a cute little hotel and had a nice evening meal with our tour group. We had read a lot of reviews about the room being cold, but we didn't find it too bad. It did take a while to get the hot water to work, but eventually it warmed up enough for a quick shower. Other than that, the hotel was much nicer than we expected. Breakfast the next day was provided for, and then we set off for our second day of our trip, making our first stop at Tangier's Palm Grove, where we met another tour guide who took us on a beautiful walking tour among the grove and into a local Berber village. We were invited into the home of a Berber family who made beautiful hand-woven carpets. They provided us with Moroccan mint tea and a lovely display of all the carpets that they had for sale. Once we left the village, we headed back to our bus for a quick drive to the Todra Gorge, where we were able to walk through massive cliffs, admiring the beauty of these canyons. After our little walk, we had a quick lunch at another restaurant and continued towards the Sahara. Our tour bus stopped in the small town of Merzouga at the edge of the Sahara, where we packed our backpacks and prepared for our camel rides into the desert. Our group was separated into two smaller groups, those who chose a standard tour and those who upgraded to the luxury experience. After reading many reviews on this trip, Shannon and I chose to go for the luxury option, which we cannot recommend enough. For couples especially, the luxury upgrade was well worth the extra money we spent. Getting ready for our camel ride?
Yes. Excited.
Really excited. Oh yeah, I need to get my scarf.
You look like Lawrence of Arabia.
Get ready to ride our camels. We then took a truck to where our camels were resting and climbed aboard for an unforgettable experience across the Ergchubai dunes. Another perk about the luxury upgrade, we didn't need to carry our overnight bag on our backs for the whole 1.5 hour camel ride, making the journey much more enjoyable. As the sun made its way towards the horizon, we dismounted our camels to climb a nearby dune and enjoy the beautiful sunset. After the sun disappeared, we continued our camel ride, making our way to camp. This is in our tent. The luxury upgrade provided us with our own personal tent, complete with its own bathroom. With it being late January, the nights get extremely cold out in the desert, so having a nice hot shower before bed was a perfect end to an incredible night. After we put away our things, we enjoyed a delicious dinner, followed by an evening around the fire, while local nomads played music under the stars. We woke early the next morning to have breakfast at our camp before getting back on our camels for a sunrise trek back to Merzouga. Once we reached our bus, we met back up with our group and continued on a very long ride back to Marrakesh. I hope you enjoyed our video of this trip, especially those of you who are thinking of doing a tour to the Sahara. Our biggest advice in booking your trip from Marrakesh is to opt for the 3-day trip instead of the 2-day, and definitely choose the luxury upgrade. Safe travels to you all, and thanks so much for watching.